Mostly I'm not, obviously. However, I do believe in keeping an eye on the nonsense that they spill. Quite a few years ago, I worked for an elderly lady and I loved her dearly. She was mad as a box of frogs, real old colonial, brought up in Kenya. And she was actually very sweet, very kind. And she used to get the mail. And sadly, she started to believe what was in it. And they did an article about some people had gone away or gone on holiday, and they'd come back and they'd found a bunch of Eastern European squatters in the house, and they couldn't get rid of them. And the Daily Mail had blown it up into this big, you can get squatters in your house and they can't leave. She was too frightened to leave her house for about 8 weeks. She wouldn't leave her house in case squatters. You couldn't convince her that in a small rural town the chances of this happening were so close to zero as to not worry about. And then she got worried about identity theft, again from the Mail, and the amount of paper that she kept. And literally, window envelopes that have the little dots on them as they go through the mail sorting. She wouldn't throw those away because she was convinced that people could read her address. The fact that her address was on the electoral register was something that absolutely bypassed her. I like to keep an eye sometimes on what papers like that are saying, because it can give you an insight, especially with elderly people, into their fears. I mean, very few of my clients now would take the Mail, and those that do are a little bit more discerning in how they process information. But I still like to know, because like I said, if suddenly someone in the UK develops some seemingly irrational fear, might be worth checking they didn't get it from the Mail. They are really prone to it. And also, quite frankly, the way they persecuted Siri Cruz for years was downright creepy.